Is it safe to frame an antique quilt? Have you ever wondered if framing an antique quilt is a good idea? These beautiful pieces of history can be delicate, and how we display them matters. Let's break down the best practices for framing antique quilts to keep them safe and looking great. First, using the right materials is essential. Always choose acid-free, archival quality backing boards and matting. These materials help prevent chemical damage that can lead to fabric deterioration over time. It is crucial to avoid anything that might contain acids, as they can cause discoloration and weaken the fibers. Next, consider the placement of the quilt within the frame. It is important that the quilt does not touch the glass. Direct contact can lead to condensation, which may cause mold growth or distort the fabric. A shadow box frame or one with enough depth is ideal. This allows the quilt to be suspended away from the glass, protecting it from potential damage. Light exposure is another factor to keep in mind. Using ultraviolet filtering glass or acrylic can significantly reduce fading from sunlight and artificial light. Even with this protection, it is best to hang the quilt away from direct sunlight and bright windows to minimize any risk of damage. When framing, it is also important to support the quilt without stretching it. Antique quilts can be fragile, and stretching can lead to tears or distortions. If the quilt can be slightly stretched, a stretched canvas frame may be suitable. Otherwise, consider using a fine, sheer fabric-like tool to hold it in place without putting stress on the fibers. Before framing, assess the quilt's condition. If the fabric is brittle, torn, or very fragile, it may be better to seek professional conservation techniques. In some cases, storing the quilt flat in archival boxes with acid-free tissue paper is a safer option. Avoiding excess moisture is key to preserving the quilt. Make sure the framing process does not trap moisture, which can lead to mold or mildew. The area where the quilt is displayed should have stable temperature and humidity levels. Avoid basements or attics that may be prone to dampness. For those with valuable or very old quilts, professional framing is highly recommended. Experts in textile conservation can provide custom mounts and use appropriate materials to ensure the quilt is preserved for long-term display. In summary, framing an antique quilt can be safe when using archival materials and proper techniques. Protecting the quilt from light, moisture, and physical stress is essential. By following these guidelines, you can preserve the quilt's integrity and value as a collectible antique textile.